Hey everybody. Just put on these glasses so they don't show a glare. Hey everyone. Oh, my face looks a little crooked. It's a sad evening here in Tallahassee again. Very sad evening once again. But hi everyone. Hope you're doing well. My ears are starting to ring. I must be tired. I'm Patty Wilson. This is Patty's Playhouse. I'm trying to be peppy today. It's hard to be peppy right now. I'm going to take these glasses off. I can see without the glare from the glasses. Tonight, people were out walking at a really beautiful park that we have called Cascades Park, and some insane human went on a stabbing rampage. He jumped into the pond and apparently has not come out. So I have to say good riddance. They said he was flailing and it was like he was drug-addled. You know, drugs will do that to you. But anyway, 2 women were stabbed because they were walking in the park. So more innocent lives gone. It's very sad. Also today, since we talked about true crime, 4 people were arrested in the shooting of an FSU football player. He was a freshman football player. His name is Ethan Pritchard. And he was doing the right thing at the wrong time. He was taking his aunt home in a neighborhood called Havana Heights, which is kind of like the poorer section of Havana. They say Havana here. Havana, Florida, which is like a half hour away from me. And he got shot in the head. And it was mistaken identity. 3 people were arrested today and a juvenile, which I hope the juvenile's name is exposed soon. But Ethan Pritchard is still in the hospital. If you watch the FSU game on Saturday, the team had wristbands, you know, the sweatbands that we used to wear in the 70s with his number on it, 35. And one of, I have to look up crime. So I thought, how many times were these people arrested? So I got to one before I had to go do something else. And this guy's was arrested 2 years ago with a machine gun. He had 2 felonies. And this kid, 23 years old, so he was 21 at the time. Guess how much time served he had for selling drugs and having a machine gun. Not an automatic, a machine gun. 2 days for that felony. 2 days. We either need more prisons. Now, no one was shot, no one was killed, but 2 days, and he had a machine gun. He was selling paraphernalia. He had plenty of grams of whatever drug he was selling. And then 2 years later, after 2 days served, violating a probation, shoots a guy in the head who was innocent. He was taking his aunt home. He's not even from here. He's from Sanford, Florida. Either Leon County and Gadsden County, which you can't find a lot in Gadsden County. It's a broke county. It's full of corruption. Their city manager was just perp walked down the street a couple of weeks ago, which was hilarious, by the way, for theft, because that's what happens. Then, and even this county build another jail because this is ridiculous. This guy who stabbed today, per the witnesses of the crime, there were tons of people out walking. It's a beautiful evening here, full moon. And it was a machete-like tool. So it wasn't a gun. It was a machete-like. They weren't sure it was a machete, so they said machete-like. And 2 women are stabbed. I mean, I just don't have any words for it. Like, raise your kids. Seriously, raise your kids. I was talking tonight. I went out for a bite to eat before I came back into the office, and two people I'm with, one's over 40, one's over 60, and they're like, it's parenting. And I'm like, it's not just parenting. It really isn't just parenting. I mean, you look at the Donna Adelson, it's clearly parenting. But then you look at Rob Adelson, and it's not parenting. So is it nature versus nurture? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But I do know that unless someone is tough on crime, no one is tough on crime. You have these state prosecutors who don't get paid a lot. And we're talking about the lower level. Georgia's like second. Georgia Kappelman is like second under Jack Campbell. And she makes, someone told me 122. I never looked up her salary, but I'll take 122. She could make more. We all know that if she went into private practice, she'd be a multi-millionaire. But the majority don't make that. And they're just letting these fools out. Just letting them out. 2 days. You have a machine gun and a bunch of drugs. You're not up to any good here. 2 days. You got Wendy, which is what we're here to talk about. She's been out for 11 years. 11 years. I understand the ladies need a break. I understand that. But 11 years. Bring in another crew if that's how bad it is. Judge Lance Neff, who I'm acquainted with, I don't know well. He has the Phoenix Eichner case. Now, Phoenix Eichner is that dumbass that shot up FSU and killed innocent bystanders. He shot himself but missed. Shows what an inept asshole he is. His new attorney wanted a 3-year trial date. He wanted the city of Tallahassee, the school of Florida State, and the county of Leon to wait 3 years to try the obvious. It's obvious. They're probably going to have to give a change of venue for that one. Lance Neff is like, no. March 26, 2026. 3 years. What is there to discuss? There's nothing to discuss. Mitigating factors? The fact that you blew your jaw off? Okay. Too bad. But I mean, that's the kind of these defense attorneys we're dealing with. The public defender we're dealing with. Andrew Wiley. I'm sorry, City of Tallahassee Police. Andrew Wiley kills his daughter. We're screaming. The daughter is missing. The daughter is, she's not a runaway. We're screaming that for 9 months. Nancy Grace gets involved. Praise the Lord. It changes their tune. They put 14 detectives and investigators on a murder. Andrew Wiley, luckily, died of a pulmonary embolism. I'm good with that. He suffered. He couldn't breathe. I'm good with that too. But this is insanity that you're all letting these people out. You're just, I'm fine with no death penalty. Let them suffer in prison. Death penalty, it's like concierge. They get food brought to them. They still get a TV. They get their own cell. Oh no. And they're alive for like 30 years? Let them live. Let them extract. I hope Donna suffers and suffers and suffers. I hope she doesn't have a tablet wherever she is. I hope, because she's going to be the biggest pain in the ass, and we all know she is, that they just keep putting her in the hole. Put her in the hole. But I hope. But if you all could say a prayer for our town and our judges, that they, like Lance Neff and like Judge Everett, they get a backbone and not let these public defenders walk all over them. Nobody has time for that. We need this done. We say hi to everybody, even though. And then laugh at a death of another. I don't care how you feel about Charlie Kirk. I admired him. Anybody who's that good of a debater, it's to use words the way he did is incredible. At his age, he's 1 year younger than my son. He had 2 little kids. And they're in living Tallahassee laughing their asses off. Not anymore, because I'm banning them. We banned over like 125 people. How can you laugh at the death of another? I don't care who it is. Just unbelievable. So, I do want to say, if you're laughing at the death of another, please leave the chat. Because I just can't tolerate it. And I don't want to have to put my energy out in hiding you. Just, have some respect. He's a family man. He had 2 little kids. And no one deserves to be shot in the neck. I'm just sorry. No one deserves to be shot in the head like Ethan Pritchard, who was doing the right thing, but at the wrong time. No one deserves to be stabbed walking down Cascades Park. And the city of Tallahassee, they can't stop it. Because everyone here that's downtown is drug-addled. If you came to visit here during the Adelson, you saw it. It's embarrassing. Just drugs all over the street. They're just like laying there. And I don't have any sympathy for it. If you're going to do drugs, oh well. I don't believe it's a disease. I believe it becomes a disease, but it wasn't a disease until you started wrapping the tourniquet around your arm and shooting yourself up. Then it became a disease. But nobody forced you to put that tourniquet on your arm. It's disgusting. What happened with Jenny? We're all healing to you. I don't feel like I'm in a healing mood, and I do apologize for that. 12 minutes in, and I'm like, this is a lot today. Everybody in your house knows Patty, even your grandkids. So sweet. I'm here. It's 11 o'clock. I got here earlier. Today's show will be called Patty in the Playhouse After Dark. I know. And I leave here, and I'll leave here like 1 o'clock in the morning from work, just to be, it's so quiet and peaceful. And then I think, you're such a moron for walking that parking lot. 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Mr. C, how are you? Your kids get butthurt because you don't respond to their calls. Hi, Chris. How are you? The PET scan is negative. Yay! Good for you. I love it, Blue River. Wendi Adelson is a total SLAAAG. I will change it. Wendi Adelson is a SLAAAG. Got it. She is a slut, isn't she? I have somebody, I'm not going to say her name, but she emails me, and in the subject line, that slut. That slut, Wendy. So funny. She is a slut. What a bitch. I want her wherever she lives. Some people are saying she's moving to Long Island. Some people saying she's still in Austin. Some people send me stuff. She's going to Colorado, which we kind of knew. And I'm like, wherever it is, may she be a social pariah. Wherever it is, may she be a social pariah. Thanks, John Smith. I have broken 7,000. I might not tonight. They may all leave me after that little spiel. But seriously, laughing about the death of another? I just don't understand it. I mean, I just don't get it. It's such a sad day. It's sad for our town again. It's sad that someone's so drug-addled that they have to pull a knife out because who knows what they're thinking because they're drug-addled. And they stabbed 2 women. So all of those people that watched and they have little kids and their dogs in the park. I mean, come on. Just say no, people. Just so bad. It's just so bad. I don't know if I've been a victim of a mugging. If you've ever been a victim or saw that, you don't get over that easily. You just don't. And then you're expected to just go to work the next day. Nobody wants to go to work the next day. They're scared to go out. I mean, one lady's like, I usually walk my dog down there, and now I don't feel safe. How do you not be able to walk your dog somewhere? It's just so bad. And yeah, honestly, if you're gonna live in a town like this, God almighty, just that, and I'm telling you, it is our city of Tallahassee attorney that stopped so many arrests. I know it is her. I've been told it's her. We had a situation with a tenant. She put a hose in the house. The neighbor knew she put a hose in the house and let the hose run. It was the neighbor's hose. It was the neighbor's water. City of Tallahassee was like, TBD. No one saw it, so we can't verify it. They literally called the City of Tallahassee police attorney, and she's like, there's nothing you can do. It's civil. She is a coward. These kids, that 21-year-old who's now 23, now charged with murder, is a coward because she won't prosecute crime. They negotiated out. You get 2 days adjudicated, and now we have a kid that will never walk, talk, and may not even survive. And I hope those two attorneys are sleeping okay. The prosecutor and the public defender, $1,000 bond. It's just pathetic. How do you have a machine gun to begin with? How do you only have $1,000 bond with a machine gun? That's a legislature. It's just absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. How does the state of Florida, I understand waiting for Wendy. I do. I think she was poorly served by John Laurel, because now we have 4 trials where she changes her way. Every trial, she changes her path. Vertical lines, not vertical lines. Found out, all of a sudden, she's saying she found out in the car with Craig Isom? Is she kidding? She should have been arrested right on the spot after saying that. The minute she walked off that stand, she should have been. It's making me so upset that she is not arrested. You don't have to try the case tomorrow, Jack, but you should have arrested her that minute. I mean, I'm not even good at this, and I have 32 lies. 32 in 3 hours. Come on. Nobody's saying she has to be tried that minute. Georgia can go to Europe for a month. Go wherever you want. Let Evans stand in. He's fabulous. He wrote the jury instructions. Let him stand in for a minute. The hell? How do you let somebody lie 32 times on the stand in 3 hours? I don't know. Somebody got to figure it out. I saw a witness in a parking lot today. He was on the stand. He doesn't want to be a party to the case, and I don't blame him. He was left out to dry. You all can kind of guess who it is. So I go to a local convenience store because I hadn't eaten in like a day and a half. So I went to go get a shake or something. And I go, and I'm coming to go back. I was leaving the store, and I was going to get my truck, which since did not start, by the way. So that was all day thing. I needed a starter and a battery on my 4-year-old truck. So sad. But anyway, this guy comes up. I've known him for a long time, and he was a witness in the trial. And I was like, hey, and he comes up and gives me a big hug. And I was like, you did so great. You did so great. And he's like, really? I said, yes, you did. You were, it was a tough ride, but you did fantastic. And he's like, and I said, yes, really, I mean that. And He got hung out to dry by the defense. Hung out to dry. Just so, I mean, and he's like, he goes, I had nothing to do with anything. I said, I know. He said, they asked me questions because I was in the courtroom and they didn't even know the answer. The defense didn't even know the answers to the questions they were asking me. I said, I know. He said he knew Wendy and Dan. He was friendly with Wendy and Dan and still cannot. He said he had lunch with Dan a month before he was murdered. Love the guy. Wendy just cannot believe it. He's like, she was just so sweet. Just hard to believe. Hard to believe it's been 11 years. I just don't understand, and I think you would agree, how you don't have her arrested. Let her rot. Let her rot in the jail like everybody else for a while. You moved Catherine back to Lowell, so you got spots. Let her just sit there. She can't bond out on murder one. Yeah, you have to go through the Arthur hearing and yeah, blah, blah, blah. So what? You can still go on vacation. I just don't have time for this anymore. I just don't think she should be able to walk free. Sorry. If you're out, you're out. Not a problem. If you think it's okay for a guy to be shot in the neck, you don't even need to announce your departure. Just leave. You don't even need to announce your departure. No, true crime wifey. It was here in Leon County. There's something wrong with judges in general. Did you guys see that girl, that Ukrainian child, got cut from stem to stern? That guy'd been out of jail 14 times. At some point, you're a lifer. Whatever happened to Florida's 10-20 life with a gun? 10-20 life. Where is that? It's like that went away. Hey, Brady, how are you? No, 2 days is just Tallahassee. I don't even think he snitched on anyone. I just think it's Tallahassee. It is crazy. You better be careful, tinfoil. No one's offended by it, Devin Rex. I'm not. We're having a slumber party, Rosemary. I will vote for a levy to build new jails before new schools. Amen. Until you start tarring and feathering and putting fire ants up their ass, nothing's going to happen. There's no shame in going to jail anymore. They just see their friends. There's no shame in it. There's nothing. It is nothing political about the Adelsons, Marina. That's not political. That's evil. There is such a thing as evil. Desensitization to crime. I really believe that it's a thing. You know, I did a radio show with my buddy Michael Smith, who's a pastor here in town. And it was a father and son in the jail at the same time. It was the same gun at different times. And it was just, and Michael knew them. Michael knew both people. It was just an incredible interview, really. It was absolutely just shocking how people behave to each other. I think so too. I think defense attorneys are the scourge. I know we need them, but they really are a scourge. I wonder how proud the defense attorneys feel seeing their clients commit more serious crimes after they get them free. To me, it is a scourge. I don't understand how you can, like, I think give somebody an honest defense, but I think the rules need to be changed a little bit. 3 years for Phoenix Eichner till he goes to trial is absurd. It's not even It's expensive and ridiculous, and he's guilty, and he knows he's guilty. And it's just the trier of facts will know he's also guilty. 3 years? Just please. Oh. Wendy bothers you more than anything. There was another school shooting today. Yeah, it was a school. It was a class. He shot his classmates. Hey, Vivi, how are you? And thank you very much. I don't know how you'll feel about it at the end of this hour, but thank you. Satan is alive. He is a great liar. Could Wendy just sit in jail while they rest? That's what I said, Liza. Thank you. Liza Divine. Love the name. Great name. Why couldn't they prosecute all the Adelsons and the gunmen at the same time? Because of, which I've said it, Moss Mummy. I don't know if you're new, but I said it because they got burnt with Sigfredo and Katie. So that's why they won't do everybody at one time. Oh, yeah, it's in the paper today. It's all over. I posted it. Lance Neff's photos there. He's military. He's in the National Guard, and he was big in corrections. I think he was the attorney for the Department of Corrections for a while or something. I forget. But he doesn't play. 3 years. Kiss my ass. Thank you, Devin Rex. It's only time. I don't really market the channel. And I'm not, shall we say, mainstream. I'm not mainstream, so I don't worry about it. If I think about numbers, it kind of overwhelms me, and I get kind of tongue-tied. I don't want to think about it. I used to put a Post-it above the numbers at the top of my screen because I didn't want to know. Is that a death penalty case at FSU? Yes, it is. It is a death penalty case. So is the other case, Missy Mogul. She was a 5-year-old killed by her parents. And that one, the dad, was let out of, he was convicted of sex offense and of a minor, of course. And Tiffany Baker, the youngest judge in Leon County in the circuit, let him out until he was sentenced. Even though Jack Campbell, give him kudos for this. Jack Campbell, they begged that he stay and be remanded in jail until his sentencing. No. They starved and beat that little 5-year-old to death, Missy Mogul. And that is the mother and the father are death penalty cases. Now, why Tiffany Baker, who's a judge, is allowed to handle those cases, I don't know. But it is a death penalty case. Hey, Justice Jane, how are you? And their death penalty is hard to find in Tallahassee because it's so college-y. I mean, just take it from there. It's very college-y. Let them live 129 years. Amen. Did you see Charlie with his Wendy's? I did. We showed it from Tanika's 2 cents. Yes. Donna should live to 120 years. I hope she does. I hope that dried up prune just lives and lives and lives. I hope her heart's really strong. Really strong. Because with a strong heart, you live a long time, Donna Adelson. She'll try to run the prison. She won't. Because she'll be hated immediately by the corrections. Because that kind of rumor flies amongst correction officers real quick. Change is coming to the judicial. The soft on crime will end. I hope so, because this is pathetic. Pathetic. Hi, Diane. How are you? I'm not sure who you never heard of, Pussycat. I'm sorry. It is horrific. No one deserves to die like that at all. No one deserves to be shot. They just don't. So I don't care what side the aisle you're on. I really don't care. No one deserves to be shot. Evil definitely surrounds us. Love your head. Love your tartan bell plane. Donna and Charlie have lost their luxury lifestyle. Yeah, remember that hour-long video we all had to suffer through in the court where Donna walked around the rec area of her pod? I loved it because what it showed is she adapted to the lifestyle of the jail. She didn't walk with a limp. She adapted. She was hanging out, writing in a pink book. You grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and God bless that innocent girl that was minding her business on a public transportation, leaving her job. She worked at a pizza shop. She worked at a pizza shop. Because they're hateful. Why do people laugh when someone dies? I don't know. There's a wonderful warrior for the Lord. Oh, you're typing fast. Thanks, Liza. Just so sad. And then, like, I'm at dinner and of course, I'm on Twitter, like, all the time. And then you see Cascades stabbing by a guy with a machete, which is easy to get. I mean, you get them at the Ace. Hey, Ruby's Rue, how are you? You take your children to Cascades. Well, I got to tell you, don't, especially at night. I mean, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's at night. Doesn't matter if it's during the daytime. I mean, that's why I don't go to games anymore. I don't go to concerts. I don't. No. If I can't see, military, if I can't see all my exits, I ain't going. You do not. I mean, you have freedom of speech, but you also have consequences. But sometimes people don't like your freedom of speech, and then they will take you out. My daughter had the chance to go toe-to-toe with Charlie when he was at FSU campus. Scary to think it would have easily been her or someone disagreed with her. Yeah, it's true. He was great at campus. I watched him at FSU, and he's just amazing. I mean, I think some people just like to troll, even if they don't really believe it. I think that's on X a lot. They just really want to troll and be contrary. But because most conservatives don't really fight back. They just kind of take it and take the gentleman's side of things and just move on. So. What about the girl in Charlotte, which is a smart city? And everyone stood by and watched it. Hi, Grace. How are you? Hey, Will. Violence is wrong regardless of your political affiliation. Everyone should wait till the facts come in. Hey, Razzle Dazzle. There was an overdose behind the Tallulah on Thomasville Road. Not surprised. Thanks, pussycat. My husband is saying, who is Patty? Oh, my. Good attitude, Patty. Well, thank you. I just really, if you want to laugh, I just don't have time for it. Wendi Adelson would have been found guilty after Katie's trial. It's ridiculous she hasn't been arrested. I've been thinking about that a lot. It's ridiculous that John Lauro advised her to testify. Why didn't she just plead the fifth and say, I'm pleading the fifth, I'm not testifying? Why? Because now you have 4 trials worth of lies. Does anybody have an idea why he was okay with that? She's not immune from her lies, right? We all know that. You're not immune from vertical lines. You're not immune from, I found out in the car on the way to Isom. You're not immune to, it was a silly name. You're not immune to any of that. You're not immune about the office where we worked together, but he just showed up. Well, that's a lie because you work together. You work there. You're not immune to your WhatsApp planning a murder. You're not immune to giving your mom your ex-husband's license tag. You're not immune to that. You're not immune to fake crying with Craig Isom. You're not immune to taking those grandchildren away. You're not immune to lying about why you changed the kids' names. You're not immune for that. That's a lie. All of it's a lie. You're not immune to lying about quit claiming the house over to Dan. That's easy. You're not immune to lying about how your parents' wealth. You're not immune to lying and saying Charlie was nowhere to be found at that beach photo. You're not immune. You should have pleaded the fifth and you didn't. And I hope you go down and I hope you suffer. And I hope wherever you move, you're a social pariah. You and Jorge / George. What a lazy ass he is. Thank you, Liza. Maggie May says she's the opposite of thinking like Charlie Kirk, but is still sad. And that's exact because you're human. You're human, Maggie May. We all don't have to agree. That's boring. But we also don't shoot each other. Wendy's going to use Scott Radius's rentals. Please hit the like button. Where in the world is Wendy? Even if they arrested Wendy tomorrow, she wouldn't get a trial for a couple of years, right? So just arrest her. How hard is it to put an indictment together, Jack? It should have already been written. Hello, non-rev life Maui. Nice for you. You think Wendy will be arrested in December? I think it'll be before Hanukkah, which I think is deserving. I pray she lives with great paranoia. Oh, she sounded it. She sounded it more so this time. But she still lies. At some point, you got to stop. When Katie Magbanua looks like the honest one, we got problems. Please tell me you have a concealed carry in your pocket. You're out walking your dog now. Be careful. Crime, homelessness, addicts. I'm not going to Cascades without my hubby. DOT is right there. Oh, one of the state workers, that's where she was stabbed, was in the DOT parking lot. Department of Transportation. There's more to it. In the Charlotte, the attacker's mother told the judge not to let her son go free. The judge let him go free. And then she owns a rehabilitation. She's not even a judge. She's a magistrate, which we have magistrates in Pennsylvania. So she wasn't really a judge. And she wasn't a lawyer. Here's something that should be able to get Wendy. How did Donna get Dan's license plate and that she had in that planner? If you think about it, who else could have given it to her? Well, Donna. I mean, she was up here every other week. She was up here all the time, traipsing after that Wendy. Just ridiculous. Our judicial system is infected. That's a great way to put it. Your judicial system in Canada, man, you're not putting anybody away in Canada. You know, his wife and his 2 kids were at the shooting. I was at work in a patient's room when it was announced, and I was screaming, "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Yeah, I'm not watching any videos. And I'm not watching the video of the child be stabbed. Like, no, I'm not watching anything. That's someone's daughter. Could have been my daughter. Now, it seems like Wendy is running like her mother. Why isn't Wendy out in the press and public protesting? And she's not, because she's guilty. She's guilty. She lied about assets. She lied about her ring. She lied about everything. You know who's not getting a call from John Lauro? This one. So allegedly, some podcaster in Colorado came out and said, you know, there's a chance that Jorge / George Estrada adopted Wendy's kids, which doesn't make any sense because of Social Security. she's too greedy, right? She's not giving up $5,000 a month. And John Lauro apparently or allegedly called and said, you got to take that down. He can't, what's he going to do to all these podcasters calling for Wendy's arrest? Wendy's godfather, Michael Weinstein, was a Florida senator, then a judge. No one's talking about this case connection. Oh, they talk about it all the time, Emily. Emily. They talk about it all the time. It appears that Lauro did zero prep. I mean, he must have been just beside himself. So beside himself, he was on the Amazon shopping. Nothing ever happens to the criminals who let the criminals go. Because it is criminal. Judge Tiffany Baker, I hope to God someone runs against her next year. And that Missy Mogul's death is not in vain. And that we all remember what Judge Tiffany did. Full moon brings out the loony, honey. Life by Lori. It is every day here. Every day in Tallahassee. We have more crime per capita here than Miami. Not a lie. And you know how they get away with it, right? Not every crime's reported. So I had a bad tenant. I called law enforcement 4 times. Guess how many case numbers I got? 1. Incidences, but not cases. 4 different reasons. They don't report it. They don't create a case. So if you don't have a case, you don't have a number. So then that's not statistically added. It's all a lie. They are lazy, or she's still being protected. Her lawyer will probably negotiate to have her turn herself in. If there's a God, that won't work. It was a blood moon last night. Well, I have no idea. I don't know the protocol, Margaret. I don't know. If Wendy's arrested today, trial won't be for a year. I don't understand why Pat Sanford is driving down to Miami to get that heifer, and they don't even have a warrant until 5 o'clock. They couldn't decide. Come on. Those people took 3 hours, and they were all guilty to begin with. It was just the 4th person that people want to make fun of that verified with everyone. I thought she was bright as could be. What does it take? $3,000 were in attendance. Jesus Christ. The defense did suck. I had an F-150. They're not the same, John. They're not the same. F-150s, not the same. Not like they used to be. We need more prisons and bring back mental health hospitals. Yeah, we do. We do. We definitely need mental health hospitals. These people you can't Baker Act anyone in Leon County. It used to be what, 72 hours was the standard? 24, and they're releasing them. 24. Hey, Lady Libra, how are you? Oh, I think Donna said something like, I didn't know he was shot. She didn't know he was shot. After the verdict during her fake crying rant. Well, that's not true, because Rob Adelson was told by her that someone knocked on the door and said, are you Dan Markel? And then shot him twice. So I think we're all still trying to figure out, Rainy Day, what the hell she did say. That was fake. She's not sweet. Was that their investigator for the defense? No, it was not. Hey, Linda German, how are you? It was not an investigator. It was a witness. I've seen 3 of the juror interviews. Now I know why the Adelsons don't like people from Tallahassee, because they're smart. I've only seen 2. I haven't seen the 3rd. Did anyone, hey, Winston's mom, did anyone watch the interview with Dan Markel's lawyer? Public corruption. Yep, it is in the hat for a judgeship. She put her name in there. Good for her. It is very weird they won't arrest Wendy. Thank goodness I don't live in Leon County. It's hard. I'm not lying. It is tough. I saw Stephen Webster's interview prior to this most recent one. I have not seen the most recent one. I don't believe anything Jack Campbell says after the last go around. I just don't understand. Now, I know he doesn't have to give away trade secrets, right? Don't give away the trade secrets, but be logical. I only think in logic, so it's really hard for me to understand why she's not arrested. Somebody give Patty some happy pills. It's hard, man. Decent men are few and far between. Look at George. I ain't plea deal. Bring back insane asylums. I don't understand it. Maybe the Tallahasseans were too educated. Oh, yeah. I mean, she just thinks everyone here is a heck. Meanwhile, it's down and done. Hey, Karen, how are you? Society seems to be pro-criminal instead of pro-victim. It's the empathy parade. Van Jones, when it came to that schizophrenic who killed the Ukrainian woman, I don't want to mess up her name, which is why I'm not saying it. He said, hurt people hurt people. What? Her throat was slit. I mean, what has to happen for you to be anti-crime? Hey, Jackie St. Germain, loving your videos lately. You're very good. You're very good. You're fun to watch. You're dynamic. Very good. You're very exuberant, which I don't have. I don't have exuberance. I don't. When do the criminals supersede the victims? When the West has fallen. I think Charlie Kirk's organization Turning Point is named appropriately, you know. Wendy needs to be arrested and go through the process. It's worth every taxpayer dollar for the DA to go for it. It really is. It really is. I've thought more and more about it. They're taking a break. Well, unless Georgia's the one running to Austin, I don't think that's the case. I know once they're arrested, there's certain time frames, right? So go on the vacay, come back and arrest the woman. I don't care if it's a Jewish holiday. Arrest her. She doesn't practice Judaism. Let's face it. She's the opposite of that. Judges need to lose their complete professional immunity. Wouldn't that be lovely? Couple came out of the bushes in Austin today. I saw that. And a cop nearby told them to put their hands up. Guy was shot. Saw that. Hey, Jenny Galvin. I have relatives with the last name Galvin from Kentucky. Bowling Green. Yeah, no one has to know who he is. Nobody deserves to die like that. And certainly don't laugh at it. You don't have to agree with it, but my God. Hey, Winston. Oh, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it very much. Glad to hear that the jurors have spoken, needs to be charged. And I think maybe that will give Jack Campbell confidence that arresting that bimbo is a good thing. Never passed the bar. How can someone become a judge who doesn't know the law because it's a magistrate? She's allowed to practice law, even shittily, which I'm sure she's a shitty ass attorney. She's allowed to be with her kids. She's allowed to go to sporting events. She's allowed to do everything. And that was the other thing she said that pissed me off. When she was on that stand and Georgia said something about Dan's not here anymore. Dan's not with his children. And she said, well, he's not here in the day-to-day. And I thought, what a twat. You're just a twat. I just can't even, like, how could anyone sleep with that? Hey, Marta, how are you? I truly thought true crime fans would have more to say about the devastating crime that happened today. I think people are afraid to say anything. Today is your youngest birthday. She's on the Nimitz. Bless her heart. Happy birthday. They're in their 80s, okay? They haven't had a day's rest. They haven't had a rest. Does Ruth Markel look like she's had a moment's rest? Thank you, Mandy. She says she's here. Let it rip. Arrest Wendy, enough protecting her. She shouldn't have another weekend at a cocktail party. Piss me off. Patty, I just said to my sister this afternoon, I'm afraid to go out anymore. The judicial system is awful. The innocent girl from Kiev, unalived on the light rail in North Carolina, the defendant 14 times. And here's my issue. You're not allowed to bring up the prior acts. It's too prejudicial. You think? Really? You think a prior stabbing is too prejudicial to this stabbing? People have mentioned that. It's really hard. In certain states, it's really hard to get marriage records. Pennsylvania, it's hard. Texas, it's hard. Nobody found, I mean, people who have lived there, look, they can't find any. Sorry, I'm yawning. It's tiring. It's almost midnight. Sad days. Hey, Denny. You know what? Last night, Denny, I was here on YouTube and forgot it was a quarterbacks club. So that's why I didn't go. But I took Chris to the gym. He was happy. So that worked out. And I got to be with you guys. Hey, Linda. Patty, you look great. Thank you. My hair is not perfect, but I appreciate the call. I appreciate the effort on that little post. And gorgeous blouse. I do like a peacock blue. I tried to get my my name, like, where it surrounds that little box to match my shirt. Trying to be all matchy. All three jurors interviewed. They interviewed the jury too. So they'll interview the jury. The state will. But I agree. I'm glad they're telling the public. Puts more pressure on Wendy. I just found you and thoroughly enjoy who you are. I noticed you're in the audience during the prima donna Ha, love that, RJW. Prima Donna. That's the first I've heard that. Trial. This lady came up to me at church and gave me a hug. And her name, I think, Stephanie. And she said, I'm so enjoying, it's a Catholic church. And she's like, I so enjoy your show. And I'm like, but my swearing. She goes, no, it's okay. Because I'm so worried I'm offending people with the amount of swearing I get. Like, it's a lot. Is that the one whose grandfather was a doctor and lived with them? Yes, John, it is. I'm behind on the chat. He was charged. He was charged because he was a general practitioner. Frable is his name. He wasn't biologically a grandfather. He was a friend of the family. And he was, oh, so sorry about it. I'm going to go to bed. But he was charged and for failure to report as a physician. Someone said Wendy got arrested in Roberto's live last night in the speed that I ran to Google. That's funny. Unless, I'm serious, unless STS has it, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it. The last death penalty case in our area was Gary Michael Hilton. He killed a bunch of people in Atlanta too. He was a homeless guy and he decapitated her. She was a nurse and she stopped. She had a car breakdown and he decapitated her. Took a while. 2007. The New Camp Mass case of the 7-year-old was thrown off a bridge. The kid swam to safety and now it is coming to trial. The kid is 12. Oh my God. Donna is soulless. Doesn't Florida have the speedy trial law that could make Wendy trial have to start in 90 days? Might be why the delay. Yeah, but I remember when, so funny when Donna was arrested. It's so humorous to me. Georgia stood there like with a laptop. You know, she didn't have all those binders. She had a laptop. And she's like, we're ready, Judge. We can go any day. You think you're mainstream? Well, thank you, Lori. A strong heart. A strong heart and a 5-inch long upper lip. Woman is so ugly. Even when she smiled at her daughter, I just thought, you are an ugly woman. You're just so ugly. My sister was a DP jury, death penalty, 93, heinous crime, 0 doubt. He's still on death row. So what's the point? Yeah, I'm not a fan of the death penalty, not because of the killing of it. No, I'm not a fan because of the 40 years of it. Bring on the phone calls from jail, Mr. C, even though they're very short calls, because no more tablets, right? I don't know how much time they get, but. Hi, Max. How are you? No one deserves to be shot for expressing their opinion. Nope. Did you see her incident report? Someone called her an old ass hoe. Well, she is a hoe. See, I'm not even worried about that. I hope they just take her out. I hope somebody with a broomstick does the old Jeffrey Dahmer thing. Somebody that has nothing to lose takes it out. Or maims her, keeps her alive. It was horrible. Her name is Missy Mogul. When is she going to be arrested? We don't know, T-Bev. We do not know. I know the poor child fled the Ukraine. True Crime Wifey comes out with all the facts. She's a Meredith Emerson, New Year's Day, 08 on Blood Mountain. So on Sunday, if True Crime Wifey is available, we're going to do a members only, which I've never done a members only thing, but I think it'll be easier with members only. If y'all want to be members, that's fine too. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just just hit subscribe. But is it? No, it's not subscribe. You do pay. You pay as a member. I'm sorry. I've not done it. So you do have memberships. But we're going to do a members only trivia, and it's going to be on the minutia. It's going to be on the small stuff because you're all too educated. So we have to find the tiny stuff that we're going to have a trivia. Probably later at night, like I like to do if True Crime Wifey's up to it. The jurors didn't say Wendy needs to be charged. I think she was involved. There was a Colorado school shooting today. I spoke to Stephen Wagstaffe yesterday by phone. He will be making his decision whether he will arrest and prosecute Pat in 2 weeks. Holy shit. Yeah, I told Allison we could do a show. I'll email her again. This freaking vehicle of mine took 4 hours today. You know what I'm saying? Cartels behead people on the regular with machetes. Good Lord. Oh, yeah, I'm very much exit girl. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like being in a certain row, like where you have to, like, I don't want to be in the middle row or the middle of a row. Like, I'm going to either be closer to the front where I can get out or closer to the back where I can get out. I'm like that with church, too. Like, even when I go to church, well, hell, church shootings are every day. I'm like, where do I get out? That church is super nice because they have double doors along the side. So, I mean, it's easy to get out. I hope Donna, a lot of people have said that, and I definitely concur, Wilt, that they eventually send her out of the state. Costs us something. We'll take some other asshat, heathen in, evil people. You taught my son's exit strategy even at the grocery store. If there was ever a shooting, I told him how to get to the back of the store. I do that everywhere. You have to. You have to be like strategic. It's all the art of war, right? Sun Tzu. Fun times with anxiety. I know where all the exits are when I go someplace, even before that Aurora movie shooting. Man, that was a long time ago. I don't like going to the theater with only one entrance. Don't like it. I don't like how some of these, like we have a CMX theater here and there's only one door. Don't like it. Don't think it should be that way. I think Charlie and Donna could roll on Wendy so much better if only Charlie quit thinking he was a mastermind ego. Well, it's reading that Hub Pages article. If you guys have read it, I'll put it in the show notes again. Was so disturbing because he thinks he knows that the appeal is a long shot, but he wouldn't save his own mother's ass. That's a problem. When you are more worried about your own ass than anyone else's. You're destroyed. I'm so sorry, Jackie. It's just so bad. To be fair, I don't think anyone really knew it was happening and couldn't process it. Mandy says, just vote. Amen, sister. I know. Max is like doing, I don't know what Max is doing. She's so busy with work. Our bus system here is horrible in Albuquerque. That's a long post. And homeless ride it all day long since it's free, since the COVID. And someone from Europe can come here. They get safe like mass transit. Like, oh, yeah, that's tough. Albuquerque's a tough town, too. Wonder what prep Wendy is doing. You know, it was weird because she said on the stand, which is probably a lie, that she didn't watch herself. But she read the transcript. I think Laura thinks it looks better rather than not to cooperate. But she's a horrible witness. Perimenopause says, I pretty much stopped going anywhere with crowds since the Las Vegas event. And we still don't have the answers for that. Oh, Wendy isn't going to take the stand. So all of her prior inconsistencies can't be used against her. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Because they'll bring all those people they've been waiting to impeach the shit out of her and say, blah, blah, blah. This was said, and now here you go. Michael says, John Lauro is being paid big money. Easy to accept her lies as long as he's being paid. They just can't use their own words against her, but they can use everyone else's words against her. I wonder if they're not arresting Wendy because they will be faced with a tornado of emotions immediately and don't have the bandwidth right now. That's fair. I just don't know how she can keep affording it. I mean, that part of me makes me happy. When she came in on that Friday and she didn't testify till Monday, I was kind of happy because I thought, oh, she's paying by the hour. Like, this is lush. So it's like thousands are being wrapped up, which is why she can't afford to do her hair properly. Could it be for the money? Maybe Laura wanted to bill for the travel and court time while he looked at his phone. And he can. The lies Wendy has told have added up to this TV is about 5. And the Geek Squad, the lies and the lies and the lies. It's just crazy. Had it not been for Wendy telling lies to her family about Dan, they would not be in the place they're in right now. Let's talk about you finishing your cybersecurity and me on that field too, and how amazing Corbett is. Thank you, Olivia. It is like, it's very enjoyable to listen to him. And then that lady, that Kelsey Guay coming up. I have 100 hours of training. And he's like, what? Passing fries out? Like, what do you have 100 hours of training in? You didn't like where the comma is? Are you got to be kidding me? That's how you impeach a Chris Corbett? I don't think so, dear. I think Georgia has the evidence that Wendy knew darn well she was about to move back down. I do too. Once given immunity, a D can no longer take the fish. She then is obliged to testify as anyone else and can be held in contempt if she is refusing. They charge her with perjury, but cannot be used in the trial unless they need her for foundation. When do we think they'll be arrested? Before Christmas. And now she's not immune to losing her money. That's true. Did she at least look for the fallen tree? That tree didn't happen until after Dan died, and then the tree happened. Hey, Lori Smith, how are you? He helped our nation's first president. I know. Is anyone here following a case in Arizona for the leaving his kids in the car? No. Thank you, Patty. Charlie Kirk invited people to use free speech to debate. He was a hell of a debater. When I was first trying to come out of my shell and I was in Toastmasters, I would sit and watch the Harvard debating team and how they spoke and how they carried themselves and how they used inflection and how they used a period instead of a question mark, how they wouldn't ask why questions, just how they presented the question so it didn't sound like a question. So, because a lot of times if you say things like, why do you feel this way? It puts people on the spot and they don't want to answer. Instead, you say, can you tell me more about your feelings? Or was there ever a time you felt this way? So you change the way you think or how you present the question, and it puts people at ease instead of putting them on the defense. So why questions are very defensive questions. Also, when I ask a question, I don't answer like, I don't say, what's your favorite color? I'll say, what is your favorite color? Today it was, did you mean for me to pay this? No. Do you mean for me to pay this? So I say it more like a statement because I'm not paying it. Does that make sense? Like, it's the why. It's the sales. It's the language of sales is what it's called. And I learned that from the Harvard Debate Club. And it helped me come out of my shell because I was so incredibly shy. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks for popping in. Wendy thinks she's untouchable. Yeah, some guy on Twitter X said that Kathy, her name's Kathy with the I think she's from Court TV, posted Wendy giggling about, no, the state isn't going to want to arrest me. And this guy's like, well, that's a lie. That never happened. That's AI. And then we all pointed out to it. And he went away. Maybe we should flood Jack with emails and letters demanding action for Ruth and Phil. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I could not believe the crap that was in his blog. We see Jorge and Fibbers think alike. Division everywhere. I said that too. There's a ton of evidence on Wendy that we don't know about. We had a show today, and Jason Taylor, who's our newer producer, he's not new to radio. He's been doing it forever. And he asked that question, why isn't she? I said, we don't know everything. There's tons. We didn't know about the license tag. We didn't know about the artwork. There was lots of evidence that was portrayed in that trial last week that we didn't know about. Went back and watched each of the testimonies consecutively, especially after the Cross and the Katie retrial. Cannot wait for her arrest. She's so phony on the stand. Yeah, I don't think she portrayed that this time. She's still phony, but she wasn't cocky. She wasn't arrogant that way. She just lied, but she didn't try to present a face. Everyone knows it's Wendy. John Smith, where are you? New lyrics for a song. Everyone knows it's Wendy. Oh, you hope there was something happened with Charlie's trial. They were going to do something. I forget what it was. Oh, they were going to start the trial. I think it was they were going to start the trial. And it was Dan's birthday. And then Dan Rashbaum said it was too prejudicial. And they got it moved. Hi, Rich Auntie. I hope Charlie, Katie, and Sig all turn on the blog. I wish somebody smarter than me could get Sigfredo to talk. Juror number 6 is fabulous. Changes major to law. I heard that today. Inspired by his jury experience. Good for him. I hope she's arrested on Halloween 2025. Exactly 12 years since the plan started. Oh, that's a day. I don't know what the rule is for that, Mandy, but I'm sure they can use it against her by bringing out the accurate information and impeaching her. I believe next week the arrest will happen. I think Wendy's probably accepting this just as a fact. I also think she'll win at trial and wants to get it over with. Oh, she's not going to win a trial, but I can go along with next week, but she will not win. I don't think she'll win. I think they could move it to a change of venue, and there is not a county in the state that she will not be convicted in. Arrest before Hanukkah would be a Hanukkah gift for the Markels. You could spin the dreidel. Want to laugh? As per True Lifestyles, another inmate referred to Donna as that old hoe. It's awesome. Oh, and asked why Donna has a tablet. When was this? When was that? I don't watch True Lifestyle. I think he'll try because he knows that we will air the arrest of Wendi Adelson forever. I mean, I would play it at my funeral. Like, I would play that arrest on repeat. I would just run YouTube for hours of Wendy's arrest. It would just be over, and it would just be a loop. Someone made me a loop video of Donna. I'm going to share it with you guys this weekend. But I was like, no. We would just run a loop of Wendy's arrest over and over and over again. And I think all the big Adelson podcasters, we should all air it. It's just a loop of Wendy being arrested. Oh, God. What a day. What a day that will be. Got an important call, Marta. Do it. I wish I'd never seen the video. Too horrific. And I saw a lot in my career. This is too much. More guns and more jail does not make the U.S. any safer. Okay. We don't have more jails, so you wouldn't know. But I believe harder jails will make it more safer. Stop forgiving all of this stupid punk shit. Take them out on a chain gang again. I'm for it. No, I don't think it has anything to do with 9/11. If Wendy faces trial, The jury won't hear about all of Wendy's very bad performances if she doesn't take the stand. I don't know. I would think she can. They can impeach her on everything she said under oath. Yeah, there's 2 people. Looks like there were some, there's a big operation to kill Charlie Kirk is what it looks like. Wendy's probably getting extra fillers to keep the image going while waiting. I mean, her hair even looks bad. Like, it looks bad. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Mandy. It's very kind of you. The Children's Social Security would not if she's married, if he adopts the kids. That's what we're talking about. Stay tuned, Wendy. Love it. What a great name. Stay tuned, Wendy. I'm going to keep that up for a minute. How much money does Laura make for sitting in the courtroom? A lot. It does. I mean, it's travel. It's the whole thing. Thanks, Beth, for reposting it. I appreciate that on X. This much crime in Tallahassee. Oh, it's bad, Liz. It's very bad here. I think it depends on what the evidence the judge allows in. If it's Everett, he'll be consistent. It'll be consistent issues. Does anyone think Wendy will change her looks? No, she's too vain. People don't realize how crime-ridden Tally is. It really is. It's huge. And they talk about the crimes. They'll post these stupid ass, the crime statistics in Tallahassee is lower. No, it's not. They just don't report it. No, they just don't report it the same. You should have seen the big press conference for Ethan Pritchard shooters. It took forever to get names. Doesn't it show consciousness of guilt that Wendy isn't showing outrage? Yeah. And even when she tried to show outrage in the courtroom, she was fake. We all knew it. I told my husband I like to move to Tally. Seems like such a wonderful place. The courts actually seem to have some sense of actually serving justice. Don't look behind the curtains. Watercolor by McCraw. So last, if you're still with us, last, I guess, December, I decided I was going to watercolor our Christmas cards for the office. Took me forever, but I did it. What's not like an F-150? No, I said they're not the same. The F-150s now and the older F-150s are not the same. Like 10. 24 everywhere for psych holds now. Oh. What's the point? You can't get anybody stabilized in 24 hours. Tallahassee is beautiful. Lovely, mature trees. It's a bitch in a hurricane. The people who release them are not affected by them. How does that happen? Because they're judges. And they're immune from prosecution. Is there any scenario where Wendy doesn't get arrested? Yeah, just ask Jack Campbell. He hasn't done it yet. There is a real mental health crisis, and a 24-hour hold doesn't get anybody stable. Nobody. Southwestern closed in Thomasville, so many mentally ill people were displaced. So my first ex-husband is a social worker. He works for state of Pennsylvania has what's mandated as crisis intervention, where they have crisis teams that go out if somebody's suicidal or something. You know what they do in the winter? They ship all their crazies down to Florida. They get a free bus ride on the Greyhound. Why we have more than they do. I'm in northern British Columbia in an area called the Caribou. Nice. That sounds very cold. Very, very cold. Oh, you could tell they didn't imagine she was going to be a suspect. That is an easy guess with Craig Isom. The mental health hospitals cost too much money. Society is screwed. From what I've heard, they were great, focused and fair jury. I think so too. And they were young, which does not help Wendi Adelson. You think, Donna said, I don't think I can do this anymore when she turned to Harvey. I just can't figure it out, what she said. Dan Markel's lawyer, Stephen Webster, is going to be on STS again tomorrow, which is today. Today. In Wendy's police interview, she told Donna on the phone that Dan was shot in the house. That was the plan. That's what I agree, Mandy. Me and you are simpatico. I think that's exactly what there be. Could there be an insanity plea? No, it's very hard to do. What? What? Father beat his 10-month-old so bad she's unable to speak, see, or walk. And judge gave him a day in jail? What? And now another child is dead? Oh my God. Judge Sarah Catherine, she likes to be called Sarah Catherine, Dugan has a nice ring on it. I hope she gets it. I mean, it'd be nice to have a prosecutor be a judge instead of defense attorney go and be a judge. Judge Tiffany was a defense attorney. I've wondered if Siegfried and Lewis were going to wait for Dan to get into the house, but he was in the phone and they saw he wasn't getting out of the car. I agree. I think that's exactly what happened. I think the plan was to shoot him in the house, which makes me think more and more that Wendi, not that it's right or wrong, I mean, she's still a moron, was going to go to the house and find him. I'm back in the house. My fat ass dog doesn't want to walk. Excrement is high calories. Judy did a great interview of Stephen Webster a year ago. We all need happy pills. I know. If you watch Stewart interview, teacher on phone with Dan when shot, he talks about hearing voices. I'm thinking Sigfredo said something to Dan like through the closed driver's side window. I think that's exactly what happened. And we didn't know that until Robert got on the stand. I'd love to see Wendi try to explain how she said law enforcement told her Dan had been shot on the way to the station. No way she gets out of that on the stand. Nope. And George asked. She there? I'm starting to feel like we'll know Colonel Sanders' secret recipe of Kentucky Fried Chicken before Wendi is actually in cuffs. I wish Sarah had been interviewed after the verdict as well as Georgia. She was very good in that trial. Some people have said that. She was in the back. I could see her. She was smiling. Dan's lawyer said something about alleged fraud with Wendi. Yeah, it was a day. It was the last day to file. And now I'm questioning that Kristen Adamson even more. Why did Kristen Adamson, according to Wendi Adelson, advise her client to end the Skype videos? Why would she do that? Was it because Kristen Adamson was due $10,000, Kristen? Was it? What happens and why would an attorney advise you to violate your marital agreement? Why would your attorney advise you to violate custodial agreement? Anybody? I think more so that's the reason why Dan was going after Kristen Adamson, because he probably figured out through conversation with Wendi or something that she was the one who advised her not to do the Skype anymore with the boys. And that really pissed him off. Just saying. They'll never admit to their crimes, Patricia. Ever, ever, ever admit to their crimes. SK, I just love you. I love your compassion, morals, and what you stand for. I'm not really compassionate, though. I'll give you that. I feel the same as you. I worry so much for all the evil in the world. God bless you, SK. God bless you. I think Wendy tried to have her friend be the judge in Leon County. Sarah is George's partner. Maybe the reason the jurors convicted Charlie and Donna is because they're guilty. The one that did the opening statement was Sarah Catherine. You're easily riled up, so am I, but you're very dynamic, Jackie. You're very good. You agree on Jackie St. Germain? I just found her this week. Eminem, how are you? Patty is entertaining and informative. I'm looking forward to the Corey Richards and the Brian Walsh case. Corey Richards is just evil, too. You keep your back to the wall and stay away from public events. It's such a shame. You probably covered this at some point, but just how loud was the DA's outburst at the reading of the verdict? It was quite loud. It was like, oh! Like it was, but I couldn't see her face. I was sitting behind Charlie. But it was quite loud. Criminals always have more rights than the victim. That's not new. That's like 1950. Yeah, 100%. Caitlin Armstrong was a pro biker, killed her friend. She's suspected of having a relationship. Take a bath, get a massage, and arrest her. Thank you, hey Mona. What do you guys think about that with Kristen Adamson, though? I don't think Wendy will be offered a plea. There's no way she'll be offered a plea. Sorry, I just don't see it happening. Love you guys. I'm so broken. My son's high school had a shooting today, 5 to 10 minutes apart from Charlie's. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's so scary. I was talking to my son last night. He lives in Hobbs, New Mexico. And I don't know how it turned out, but it was something about school shootings. And I said, if somebody said, Patty, I'll give you $100 million to have young children right now, I would not take the money. There's no way I would raise young children now. No way. It's too hard. Too many influences. Unless I could homeschool, which you can with $100 million, I just can't imagine doing it. There's a woman who has a channel called Guilty Words. I've seen that channel, but I haven't watched the channel. I just saw the name. She did a show about Wendy's book and also one about Wendy pulling the strings. My only challenge with doing anything with a book is copyright. So that's why I don't do too much with it. Wendy cannot plead the fifth because she made the agreement to testify. Oh, it is fragile. Jack Campbell will only go after a case if he believes he can get it. Like it's really hard around here. Thank you, George. Prayers for the Kirk family. Even Stevie Wonder. Ooh, invoking Stevie. Can see Wendy's guilty. November 13th would be a perfect arrest date. 2 years to the date of Donna's arrest. Like mother, like daughter. I'm on my way to Italy that day. I would not be a fan of November 13th. No. A twat waffle. Man. It's like you've listened to me before, Jackie. How can anyone sleep at night and not feel guilty looking at those boys? I know. My heart goes out to the Markels, too. Oh, my God. How far behind am I? That interview of Dan's friend at the police station mentioned she heard he was shot at his front door. It was on the mentor lawyer. I think we know where she heard it from. Markel's last Dan on 7/18. How do you get your message at top? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means, Michelle. How is the shot making you feel lately? How is Chris doing? Is he off his meds? The shot, I feel fantastic. When I get home, I have to take the shot. I've lost 27 pounds. I can see it my shoulders now. I've lost 27 pounds. I'm running out of clothes. I've given a lot of clothes away. My reflux is better. Thank you to Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Praise the Lord on that. I'm definitely thinner. Chris, he's had some rough days, really rough days. He was on Aricept. He's going to have to go off of it. He cannot handle it. So there will be no Aricept, which I think is pretty useless when it comes to memory anyway. So I'm not sad about it. Yeah, he's had a real few rough days being on that drug. He has to come off. But thank you for asking. If you're new, my husband was diagnosed with dementia just a few weeks ago. So Ruth Markel is not rested, but she turned her pain into a legacy. Has she not? She's amazing. They don't know where she's being placed yet. First of all, according to people I know at corrections, there's a regular prison at Lowell and an annex, just like at Ocala. Charlie was in the annex. He wasn't in the regular prison. However, they're going to do a reception center thing. She'll go to the reception center in Ocala. In Ocala, and she'll go through that, and then they'll place her. Patty Cake Lake again. Hey, Robin Hood, how are you? I don't know what you mean, Annie. What can the true crime community about a stabbing when we have no leads, no suspects? I don't know what stabbing you're talking about. There was a stabbing of the girl on the light rail. They know who that was because he said, "I got the white girl." Tallahassee, the guy went into the freaking pond, didn't come out, so they got to drain the pond or go find him in the morning. Love your hair color. Looks really good. It's just my natural color now. It used to be red. These were the days when I dyed my hair red. The juror on STS tonight is very handsome. I don't know which one appeared. My head is spinning. So sad about Charlie, a young man and a father. It's 9/11. Where were you when 9/11 happened? We had just moved to Tallahassee 2 weeks before 9/11. So I've been here 24 years. Jesus Christ. And I worked as a nurse. So I had left, I worked night shift at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital where Dan Markel passed away. And I was on 7th floor. I worked cancer. And we went to a place, I forget what the name was, a uniform shop on Mahan. It's since closed. It was G's or began with a G. I forget what it was. And we were inside and I was buying scrubs with my first ex-husband. He was with me, picked me up from work. And we were going to have breakfast. And we literally just moved here. I think it was G's, wasn't it? G's, the uniform place. And I'm searching for scrubs and we were just browsing. And someone said, "Oh, a plane went into the World Trade Center." I was like, "Oh." And I literally went, "Oh," because I remembered, a couple years before, a plane did go in. And there had been other accidents that had happened. And then a few minutes later, they were like, oh my God, another plane. And they showed it up close. And so we all ran back. They had a little TV, like the old little TVs. And I was like, oh my God, we are in trouble. And so Bruce and I left. We went and got our kids. School closed. Kids were at Kate Sullivan, which is an elementary in Midtown. We went and picked up the kids. I had 3. And we just sat like it was the OJ trial, just watching everything. And I remember Brett Hume, it's Fox News, Brett Hume being on and going, the buildings collapsed and the amount of life. A girl I went to high school with died in the World Trade Center. That's where I was, and I can still see it. Patty is accepted. Once you've been granted a formal immunity deal, you generally cannot plead the Fifth. She wasn't granted a full immunity. It's only the type of immunity that every witness under subpoena who testifies gets. So it's derivative immunity or use immunity is the term that is used, but it's not a full immunity deal. She does not have full immunity. Wybie agrees with Patty. There is more evidence. Alf. You like my nails? I love the color. This is years finding a red, right? A true red. It's hard to find. You got to finish the interview with STS. The juror interviews have all been great. As long as I go to confession. I don't go on a weekly basis. So there's that. I like the nickname my husband gave her, Donatella, because after she was arrested, she was in a green unalive jacket that looks like a turtle shell. Oh, that's funny. Very clever, Donatella. Patty needs a Diet Coke. No, she doesn't. Patty hasn't had a Diet Coke. She don't want to start that again. But thank you for the offer. Oh, it's like 12:30 at night here. 6 months is a speedy trial, says Robin Hood. Thank you. You need Adelson white noise. Twat. I will never forget saying that word on the phone while chatting with a girlfriend. My son was 1 and he says twat, twat, twat. Look at Leslie B coming back from Crime Con. Keep us all abreast of the crimes. I don't think so. We're talking about when Tallahassee, the death penalty. I don't think that was Tallahassee though, John. He's talking about a Seavers murder. Those who laugh at the murder of another are very scary people. Those who laugh at the death of another. I mean, any of that. It's the perp that would insist on the speedy trial. The defense usually wants more prep time. I'm dying for Donna's jail calls to come out. I know. I guess I'll request them next week. I watched a YouTube about Lowell. One of the jurors, well, Katie's had a glow up. I mean, she looks good. One of the jurors noticed Wendy wouldn't even look at Donna. Yeah, she turned her chair. Watch it. She turns her chair. If Wendy gets indicted, how quickly will you find out? When they announce it on the press, I'm not that special. So I would know when you all know. I remember when Donna got arrested. I was sitting in bed watching STS. And, Charlie had just been convicted. I just started the channel. And there's Tim Jansen saying Donna had been arrested. I was like, get the hell out. No way was she arrested. I didn't believe it. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, there's her arrest. I just couldn't believe it. Jurors saw right through her 100% without all the information and study they've done. They saw right through it. It's amazing. Florida death row inmates that were there with Bundy. Oh my God. There's only 3 female prisons. There's Lowell, which is south of Ocala. There's the reception center that is in Ocala. And the one I don't want her to go to is Homestead, which is in Miami. You think the grand jury for Wendy is meeting now? You think my man Jack lied? Wagstaffe, in Allison Galvani's case, has received 100 emails. He said he loves the passion. Well, hopefully he loves the evidence. Man, Max, thank you. Everyone will be able to play trivia on Sunday. You are available. Cool beans. We're gonna play trivia. I heard Wendy told a different version of how she drove down Trescott. She did, little twat. She said she drove until a roadblock, and then she made a K-turn, and then she went on to say that she wasn't concerned about the roadblock. Well, it wasn't a roadblock, it was crime scene tape, and your house is right there to the right, and your kids were somewhere that you didn't even know and didn't even ask. I'll become a member to play. Thank you, Watercolor. Donna's fuming about that uneducated jury. I love it so much. Welcome new members. Just in time for a new member show. I've never done one, so we're going to work on it. You have a birthday party on a yacht on Sunday. Oh my God. You can we'll do trivia another day. Go enjoy your yacht party. The admin will have to help you join on a phone. Very nice nails, Patty. If they do indict Wendy, how quickly will you find out? I think I answered that. I have no idea. When they arrest her. I love my peacock color. Thank you. It's one of my favorite colors. That's what I wore. I wore this color to my son's wedding. Instead of like, mother of the groom dresses are like beige or burgundy or whatever. I found a peacock color. I'm sure Wendy noticed that neither she nor her mother shared private emails with each other. Georgia displayed enough of those to make Wendy worry and wonder about the unseen ones and the WhatsApp. Liz, maybe on Patty's About Info, there's a link to be a member. I know it's a challenge on an iPhone. Thank you to whoever gifted me his membership. Let's see. Charlie made a comment that Wendy, as smart as she is getting her affairs in order and doing the best for her boys. What do you guys think that means, Marta? What do you think that means? When they arrest Wendy, she will be convicted. I'm way behind too, baby doll. It was such an grouchy mood when I was walking downtown today. The sketchy people were clearing out of my path. They could feel that I was thinking. Good, hey, Mona. Good. Here's the link. Try this. Thank you, Wybie. I don't know if they can play the testimony from the former. I don't know how it works. I don't know. All I know that Jack Campbell is not as aggressive on crime as Patty would like him to be. That's all I know. I wish I had some idea, some pattern, some behavior that I could figure out with Jack Campbell. But he has to feel more confident arresting her after listening to these jurors. When is the judgeships decided? Does anyone know? Listen to Leslie. The Geek Squad showed up at her job. Yes, Big Brother Charlie was giving his little sister the message, get your affairs in order for you boys. You're going down. I think so, too. Are that if a person that is on the stand is not being truthful, the jury can dismiss everything they say. That is accurate. And once they lie about one thing, they can eliminate everything they say. And you heard Evan, juror number 6, Evan, say he had no weight for anything Catherine Magbanua said, and he believes she's still lying. You need to see Jackie's to-do list for Wendy the morning Dan was killed. It's very funny. How do I see that, John? They will get that Geek Squad on the stand. The girl who does my hair knows his wife. I feel like with Donna's attorneys, Jackie Fulford was on the case to really try and get her acquitted. Well, that failed. Poor Another Wonderful Secret is bye-bye. Patty. If Wendy gets indicted, how quickly we find out? I don't know. Wagstaffe said he's going over all the evidence in Nancy Galvani's case with this lead prosecutor and would be the one to prosecute Pat. He wants to tell a story the juries can understand. In college, I read 8 Ball Chicks about female gangs, book focused on San Antonio, Milwaukee, South Central LA. They sold drugs and went under the radar because they were female. Oh, it's that guy. That one I remember. Oh, they will be. Elizabeth Emanuel. That's how I figured out who Aaron Rickards is. Yep, Elizabeth Manuel. So when people tell a story, we all talk about ourselves on YouTube. And this one podcaster talked about when her father died, that Elizabeth Emanuel, who was the host of this Stock the Bar party, was a funeral director that ran the father's funeral. And I was like, oh. That's how I found out the podcaster's real name. Because I went back to that time. Elizabeth Emanuel was the funeral person. You just go back into Beavis Funeral Home's old obituaries. Obituaries still to this day are a plethora of information. And that's how I got her real name. So I'm sure she wants to blame other people for me knowing her real name, Aaron Rickards, but that's how I learned it. Out of your own damn mouth, Aaron. Maybe the anniversary of Charlie's conviction or Mama Donna's arrest or Yom Kippur. Tell me more. Oh, you say tell me more about that or unpack that for me. Oh, you will never hear me say unpack that. Like, I don't even understand. But I understand what you're saying. I just choose not to say it. Or like even Georgia says they married. They had to let them marry it. Or no, I don't even know. I don't talk like that. If Wendy is arrested, I wonder if what couple of Dan's friends that would testify at the trial, the Greenbergs. The couple talked about how the Adelsons hated Dan. It was the Greenbergs, Maya Greenberg. People are just learning about the case. Let's see. Harvey's going to go broke paying for all the phone calls for Donna for prison. Yeah. I bet the jurors have a treasure trove of trials to watch. I bet they'll go back and watch them. The text from Wendy to Dan blew me away. This is sweet. I think she was saying it more 90s style. This is so sweet, man. You mean Wendy to Charlie. You believe Wendy will be arrested? True Crime Wifey lives in the area. She believes it'll be a month. You just wrote a new Wendy song. Sigfredo has a code. Also, he was so high and drunk he might not remember. Oof. Alex Greenberg also solved the case. Yeah, it's Maya and Alex. Thank you for that. I know Maya's mom. Bye, Lady Libra. I'm going to go too because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Someone asked why they don't have Siggy on the stand, and he said normally they don't want to talk to or make any deals or pull them or actual murderer or the shooter. Hey, Veronica. You think they'll arrange for our attorney to be brought into custody? What a letdown that would be, because I would literally put it on a loop. Thank you, Debbie. It's very strange when Wendy said, when showing the beach photo, said emphatically, I was only there for 1 hour. I thought that was very strange too, Emmy. I have it down as one of my lies. I don't know if you can get a FOIA of a body cam. Can you get a FOIA? Yes, you can request it. Yep, you can get a FOIA of a body cam in Texas. We didn't see Charlie's arrest because it was the feds that got him. It's a bummer too. I'm retired. My best friend isn't. She waits all day long for me to send her the video of Donna's arrest. That's what I plan on splicing the arrest with her, saying the state isn't going to arrest me, and stream it for 44 hours straight. Your best friend checks her phone constantly. Oh my God. So funny. You just broke a tooth eating a cookie. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, bless your heart. Her lip liner is not on her bottom. Oh yeah, it's way overdrawn. Wendy's lips are gross. Oh. Oh, she's on some drug. You just moved to South Shore, Kentucky. Nice little town. Hold on, I gotta look it up. I've never heard of it. A South Bank of the Ohio. Let me see. What are you near? Oh, you're way up there. You're way up in the eastern. I don't know that area. I only know eastern driving through Cincinnati to drive to Pennsylvania. Patty, I don't understand anyone buying a person a divorce gift. I don't understand having a party that says Wendy got her groove back and why we all stopped at that and didn't go, what the fuck is that? So in the state of Florida, they posted a bill to not give leeway after someone's sentenced for a crime to not let them out. We're on the Wendy watch. We should do we should just have a YouTube stream going up all day, every day. Did you see the video that was taken right before the shooting of the shooter on the roof? Yes. Did. Rob's wife is gorgeous. I don't think I've ever seen a photo of her. I wonder that too. Can she afford to keep Laura? Because she doesn't really own anything. The condo has a loan. She doesn't really own anything. Her hair is going to be an absolute delight in prison. Oh, I'm here for it. I am here for it. When that woman, her Carl Malden nose looks like a penis, I'm here for it. I'm here for her crazy ass, nasty ass person being drugged through in shackles. I am here for it. And her nasty mouth. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? No hair product, no makeup, no Botox, no attitude. You got someone like that square jaw sheriff's deputy that took Donna out, man. She was no joke. What was she? Terry was her last name. That blonde, she's real pretty, but she's got like that square jaw. No. They will just pick her up and move her. And then I'll watch her get fat on all those carbs, fatter than she is. She's got the cellulite. I saw it. There are 2 videos. There's one of the guy taken before the 2 guys. I think their conversation is odd. And there's one taken from inside a building. You can see him on it. I saw a guy on a building, like with a baseball cap. Susan Hicks did watercolor with Patty. That's right. She brought me watercolors. It was funny. Seriously disgusting. They haven't arrested Wendy Harvey as well. Amen. Tonto should bump. Jack may be getting ready. Don't say that. I can't take it, Beach. Can't take it. Makes sense for George to adopt the boys. It's about the money from Shelly. If Wendy is locked up, Shelly will deal with the boys directly. She ain't giving up $5,000 free dollars, though, Affy. Do Donna emails come in at Wendy's trial? Oh, yeah. Yep, he has, Mike. He has dragged his feet. Jack said they're on a break after the grueling trial. Like, bruh, no one thinks there's more than U.S. You convicted an innocent woman. We used to have state hospitals, but people thought they were cruel. Now we'll look where we're at. Donna and Charlie fighting over tablets or working on appeals until they die. Say anything new? We should do a live together, Patty. I'd be happy to. I mean, I would love that. I had to put a parental warning on my thumbnail for my live the other night because I used the F word more than I breathe. I've never done that. But I do have this banner. Let me show you my banner. That's my banner, Jackie. I'm not a fake nurse. I'm not an attorney or a judge. I'm not a drunk, and I don't have a DUI. I'm concerned they did tell Wendy Dan was shot in a police car. I don't think so at all. Stephen Webster will be a key witness in Wendy's trial because she's a bee. You're so sweet. Why would she drop out if she was accused of fraud? They were hiding assets, 100%. Someone in my chat said Kristen Adamson, legally untoned blonde, and I choked and died, resurrected. It's like me. I showed pictures of her today. I was like, she looked like she's been really on the drink because that face is swole. Jack Campbell. I'm not going to read that out loud. The attorney with the green teeth was a twant. Oh, man. Linda Bailey. That did not go well with those jurors. That did not go well at all. It was Donna who didn't want to Skype. Wendy said Donna an email to please cooperate and let the kids Skype. But on the stand, she said her attorney advised her not to Skype, so she didn't Skype. Thank you, Des Hope. Nice to see you. They knew she was going to file on the 18th. I believe that too. Wasn't Donna in solitary the first month she was in Leon? Yep, she was. She threw a fit about it. It was so funny. The head of the jail told her to carry it down the street, which is the federal courthouse. She never did. I think that is why Dan was going after Kristen. Wendy probably told her the mediator or lawyer advised her not to allow communication and got back to Dan. I think that's part of it. I'm sure money was part of it, but I bet there's more. Because those butthurt bimbos only focused on Adamson's 10,000. I cannot believe that an attorney's fee can get you put in jail. That says all you need to know about these attorneys. It has a warning now on your thumbnail. Oh my God, that's so funny. Beetlejuice Bailey. Beetlejuice Bailey? Oh my God. She will forever be known as Beetlejuice Bailey. You know, Sharon B., I don't think she really went. So I was talking with some friends about that too. And the fact that she said she didn't know if it was a townhouse or an apartment, to me, proved that Kristen Adamson did not go to that party. Or Linda Bailey. Beetlejuice. I don't believe she went. Whoever it was. Patty, my friend, was the last one that had dinner with Brian Walsh and Ann Walsh. So sad he killed his wife and dismembered. Yeah. Oh my God. Adamson said she went to the party, but I don't believe her because she didn't know if it was a townhome or an apartment, and it was a house. I don't believe Wendy that her divorce lawyer was the one who advised her. I think it was Wendy and Donna being mean to Dan. I better go. Yep, juror number 6. Patty looks younger. She's not. She's 58 and a half. I know. I'm here for it. Kiwi TV, how are you? I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for only eating ramen noodles the rest of her life. Tableting, Morgan Honeycutt's nappy head. I'm here for it. Jorge finding a new dupe. I'm here for it. Does the judge determine? No, the Department of Corrections determines it. I do. I say twant. TWUNT. Gets past the censors. I lost weight and the guy yelled, looking good. Well, look at you, Beverly. Getting the cat calls. Woo! Skinny Minnie. I wish I was Skinny Minnie. I'm not Skinny Minnie yet. I don't even want to be too skinny. I think I've told you all. I'm not into this antenna look. Lacoste said Wendy was on a double dose of Lexapro. Twant is my term. I watched the woman who played Amy on Big Bang Theory. She had a doctor on last night talking about some new treatment for dementia. Charlie's gone. He's flying home to South Dakota. Remember last time he was here? He came in for whatever. Oh, yeah, Mama's fake trial. And they couldn't send him home because the prison was rioting. You were 60 tomorrow. Yay! Happy birthday, Julia. She's at the annex. So then Donna would have to go to the main prison. Patty has all this extra energy because she's not trial. I know. No school and no trial. The 2 snitches are held in Leon County. You used to be a redhead too. Mine was like a deeper red. Like my mom said it looked like an Anya bag. It's just so funny. Hey Beth, how are you? I started listening late, but I think you're sweet. My hubby and I listen to you and we crack up because you care. It means so much to speak up for the victims. Thank you. I'm just kind of over the whole, well, he was hurting. No, she's a murderer. Markels have never had a day of rest in 11 years. Shelley, not a day of rest. My daughter was just a year old. I was changing her clothes and then I took her to Wee School, then flew to my daughter's school. Camel did an interview and said that an arrest of Wendy was not imminent because Sarah and Georgia need to rest. I shared that last night, Carolyn. Thank you. In Detroit, on my way to work, last plane was still in air. My boss said, we are at war. 9/11. I was at FSU working the community service table at the student union. I just found your channel tonight. I knew instantly I had to be a nurse. Like I'm a war-time nurse. Like I'm tough. Oh, wow. Thank you, Annie from the Southie. You're too funny. That douchebag should be locked up. Thank you. It is partial immunity. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It could be a ploy to see if Wendy runs thinking that it's her window. Could be, but isn't. Gee Willies, thank you. I knew you would know. George was the man and Willie Mae was his wife, the uniform store in Tennessee and Mayhem. That's where I was, 9/11. Your best friend's sister was in the towers but got out. That's where I was, Tiffany. How are you? Oh. I mean, I can remember the carpet in G. Willie's. Will Harvey sell his condo to pay Wendy's legal fees? He still has a mortgage on it. It's not paid for. Who cares about Harvey? Hopefully he's arrested with Wendy. He's just as guilty. All the single retirees in the condo, they're taking turns calling on him. That loophole lawyer video was absolutely hilarious. If you need a follow and something funny to watch, it's true crime. Loophole lawyer is your man. Absolutely hilarious. Law professor Joe, who would pay $130 just to have someone beat up? Is she in this chat? I was coming home from the night shift at a bakery when the radio delivered the news in the second tower at a cafe. That's what happened. I just remember that little tiny TV and that plane going in. We went back listening to all the wiretaps and jail calls, really put things in perspective. Patty, did you hear Donna tell her attorney she didn't want her victim statements? She didn't want to listen to them. Yeah, I figured that. I think that's why she was trying to get kicked out. Mark Sievers was given the death penalty for the murder. It was Dr. Wife, and he was the mastermind. No deals for Charlie because he testified against for himself. So no. That's how I learned of Donna's arrest in bed snuggled with hubby and pups. There was a Donna getting busted. It was amazing. Watching her walk through that airport was just the last time. You think he's infatuated with Wendy? I don't. But I understand your point. You think Wendy's going to be arrested Monday morning? Wouldn't that be lush? God, it would be amazing. She probably end up in Homestead. It's still a hassle to get to Homestead from South Beach. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Your sister was on a death penalty jury in Hillsborough in 93, and the SOB is still alive. Jesus Christ. I want to go to a birthday party on a yacht too. Actually, I don't. But I want to be happy for you that your birthday party's on a yacht. I do not want to go to a birthday party on a yacht. Wendy first said she didn't turn down Truscott. I know she lied and lied and lied. It's John Wayne's yacht. Let's look this up. John Wayne's yacht. We have John Wayne's yacht. John Wayne's been dead a while. John Wayne's yacht was named the Wild Goose. Oh, it's a dining cruise. Well, look at you. Oh my God. The Duke's Wild Yacht. Let me share it real quick. Then I gotta go. I still have to work tomorrow. People. Look at this. I've never heard of such a thing. This is the yacht. The Wild Goose. That's amazing. You're going to party down. When dummy. But the passing of the crime scene is that Russell's your Jimmy's. Wendy knows she's done. I hope so. Can the state wait till the boys are emancipated? They could be emancipated at 16. Yes, he did an interview on Hub Pages, Mandy. Hub Pages. Law Professor Joe. Is she in this chat? I think that Wendy wrote the email just as more insulation, pretending that she was really accepted Tallahassee. I don't believe it. It was more insulation. Getting your affairs in order. It sounds like a death sentence, doesn't it? Wendy lied this time, saying she learned about Dan for the first time in a cop. Yeah, she didn't learn about it in a cop car. Charlie could have gone the rest of his life without committing a red rum, had it not been for his mother and sister. She's doing trusts and plans. She is not going to run. She's not. Losing Sarah Catherine would be a big loss. She is awesome. She is. I know you adore me. I adore you, true crime. I think the state's waiting to see if she gets the judge position. Mandy Strong, he had a penchant to be a badass. Charlie would have fucked up someone else. I believe Wendy. Yeah, Katie's not telling the truth. Wendy seriously believes she ain't going down. She's in a prison of her own making, says Wabby. I don't believe Katie didn't count the money. No one believes Katie didn't count the money. You're calling her Manson. Oh, no one believes she didn't count the money. Admitting the money would be another charge. Wendy's trial will completely be different from the other. Amy Adler, Best Buy guy, Sarah Youssef. Sarah, I mean, the boys are 16 and 14, so they're going to have a say in where they want to go. And Shelly Markel lives in Canada, which is out of the country. So I don't know the answer to that. Harvey was seen at the airport. So he's likely back in Miami. Happy Wednesday. Now Thursday. See, are we done? Did I get through everything? Wendy and her lawyer can offer to turn her in, but the state doesn't have to agree. No one arranged for Denise Williams to avoid a permit walk. No, they walked her right through FSU campus, and it was great. Blocking Donna and Harvey from getting on the plane was fucking hilarious. Yeah, Sarah Youssef will be a lot. Kentucky is beautiful. Thank you, Caroline. I hope you guys have a great evening. I'm going to go. And I'm going to go home and walk my dog and go to bed. 110. Jesus. Does Florida have a death penalty? Yes, Kathleen. Oh, thanks, Annie, for being the new. Loophole lawyer's face makes me laugh. Like, he's laughing while he's watching his own video. And I love that. I love that he's like enjoying his laugh. It's great. I do love it. Loophole lawyer posted a pic of her who wants to be a millionaire. Look it up. A doctor, and she looks like a model. No wonder they didn't like her. She outshone them and their white privilege. No eating or sleeping or showering. Just think of the noise in prison and how Wendy would hate that. She could be, I know, she could be the illegals immigration attorney while in prison and give back. Robert's wife, Haritha Chalapali, was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. God, what is up with this family? Oh my God, that's her? She is beautiful. Let me show you. Holy crap. That's her. Lord have mercy. My neck is not that thick. I thought it was so funny. I worked in a state hospital and the patients sued the state because they didn't want to make their own beds. That's what we're dealing with, Liza. Wendy is the mastermind. I agree. I don't know anything about Social Security laws, Marta. I don't. I try not to even think about Social Security because I'm due for it soon. So I don't like to think about it. Oh, Robert Adelson would happily testify. He did it against his mother. He's going to do it against his sister. Thank you, Carolyn. It's appropriate. What if it takes a couple of years to arrest her? Maybe the kids will testify against her. Hard to say. I don't know. I don't think the state would ask them to. Those two bronze were something, Beach. Let's see. Beetlejuice Bailey. I just love that. $30,000 isn't a lot of money, she said. $80,000 really isn't a lot of money. And there she is on trips to Africa on her Facebook. Just can't even get her. Thank you, Liza. Your mom's favorite word was twat. Losing weight makes you look younger if you lose it slowly. It's slow. It's taken me a long time. Cussing is a great stress reliever. You'll be 66 in December. Congratulations. Maybe Honeycutt will go with her to prison to protect her. I should be the first one. Your brother met Chris Watts and didn't like him. Well, then your brother's pretty smart guy. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for this. It was delightful on this very sad occasion. I pray for all of you. If you're going for a walk, wherever you are, if you're outside at any event, just look both ways. That's all I got. You just got to look both ways. When I leave here, I look every which way I can. I park specifically. You just got to look both ways. Keep your phone on, hit record, do what you have to do to protect yourself, people. Thank you all so much for the memberships. Max gave 10. Appreciate it. True Crime Wifey gave 5. So there's 15 more people that can play trivia on Sunday. Manira, 8 months. Thank you very much for being a member. And Mandy for the $4.99. I appreciate it very, very much. It all adds up and I like it. Thank you for helping me make this fun, in such a horrible time for us all, everywhere we live. It doesn't matter if you're in Europe or the United States. It's just sucky times right now. So thanks for the giggle. Have a great night. And I hope you see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.